All right, here we go again. Save America, kill the bill. And that includes Mr. Biden's big government socialist budget, which just came out today. So here to talk about it, Russ Vought, former OMB director and now president for Renewing America. First of all, welcome, Russ, to our humble set. We appreciate you coming on. I see spending 23 to 24% of GDP, even by their counting, which is probably too low. That would be very, very high under normal circumstances. I see debt in public hands at still 102, 3, 104% of GDP. That's very, very high. And I also see him blaming Donald Trump for everything. What are you thinking here?
Well, I mean, the warning sign is always when debt as a percentage of GDP is north of 100, and it would be for the entirety of this budget. It relies on very rosy inflationary numbers. It has $14 trillion in deficits. And of course, somehow their historic reductions in deficits are all because of COVID spending, much of which they put in place this last year is coming off the books. So this is an absurd budget. He has to do something, that has deficit reduction in it. So he put a billionaire tax in it. But to give you a sense of the week that he's having, he decided to personally introduce his budget resolution so he could talk about it as opposed to talk about everything else. So that gives you a sense of how his week is going.
Well, so it's just interesting to me. He's back with this goofy wealth tax on unrealized capital gains, which he cannot get past. I mean, there are even Democrats who oppose this thing. The socialists in Europe tried it and then failed with it. They had to throw it out. You wouldn't raise any money if you did it anyway, but it'll never go through. Why does he insist on doing this? He calls himself a capitalist. That's not capitalism.
No, and I think that's what's amazing about it. If you look at their budget, it even only assumes about $360 billion that this would raise. So somehow all of the issues that we have fiscally in this country is going to be saved by a billionaire tax that, of course, even they don't think will bring in that much money because, of course, the wealthy will leave. They'll try to get out of it. It's not practical. You can't implement it. I think this is a head fake that they needed to do. Would they love to have it in place? Yes. But I think this is the kind of thing that they do to say that the president is serious about deficit reduction when inflation is at 7%, and they're trying to hide the fact that they're still spending upwards of 7 to 10% in that fiscal moment.
I know it requires a lot of detailed analysis, but his increase in discretionary domestic spending, any ballpark estimates?
Yeah, it's about 7% total, 4% defense, and we think as high as 12% on the non-defense side, which is astronomical.
So that's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
Wow.
And they're trying to move some veteran spending offline, which you and I fought very hard to make sure that was accounted for accurately. So this thing spends too much, and as we unpack, we're going to realize that a lot of it goes to woke government, like $2.6 billion for gender equity. That's the kind of thing that as we unpack this budget, we're going to see that it's not on the side of the American people.
At some point in the weeks and months ahead, you and I and Newt Gingrich and a lot of other people, we need to sit down. I really want to, this is Newt's idea. I want to revive the idea of a balanced budget that would freeze and limit spending or even cut domestic spending, that would lower taxes and regulations so you'd have growth on the revenue side from the economy and bring the size and scope of government down. I think the Republican Party needs to at least talk about that again. They haven't for many years.
We have to. You have to have fiscal goals. We had this budget balance as a proposal under President Trump. It can be done. We had $4 trillion in savings proposals. This is something that you need fiscal goals to be able to rally the country, to be able to say this is what's necessary. And you have to start on what you have control over annually with the discretionary spending. That's what the agencies are relying on, and that's what the woke government that they're having to suffer from.
I like that, woke spending. It's even better than social spending. Woke spending covers more ground. Russ Vought, thank you very much, buddy.
My
Great
pleasure.
to see you right here on set.